Okay, on today's Retro Robbins show, we got some good news about the Retro Man Cave. Yeah, it's open. You can get yourself the colouring in the book if you like from their particular website. Links below, of course, as always. We're going to have a look at a couple of new games, and we're going to see if I can beat TJ's score on a particular game I've seen him playing this week. All that and more on this week's Retro Robbins. So, if you love a bit of 8-bit, then you're in the right place. And right now, I need to stop and take a breath because I'm running out of oxygen first. Welcome to the Retro Robbins show with me, Wayne Retro. It's been at least 2 weeks, I know, but I'm back with another show today and got some great games to review on it too. Two new ones and one kind of old one, but it's one I haven't seen before, which I'm going to go in the first section of the show, and we'll get to that in a minute. Big hello to Emo as always. He's my dancing AI robot and he will love to dance to this AY music. In a minute he'll start busting the moves. Gotta get some oil for this. I like the squeaky chair, to be fair. Sad news in the world of cricket. Shane Warne unfortunately has passed away, and we tribute to all those Australians. I'm a bit of a cricket buff myself. I like the game. It's just my deal, I suppose. I was either football, cricket, but when you support West Bromwich Albion, you tend to turn to cricket. What's been happening in the big old world of Retro Robbins in the Retro Robbins repairs? I'd recap one of these successfully, and it works. Brilliant. And of course, that seems a bit loud. I don't just restore computers, I like to restore old retro tape recorders, and I spent weeks on this bad boy. That's right, I've replaced the belts, I recapped it, I gave it so much love and attention, and then I hear the whirring sound inside, and this is where things went horribly wrong for Retro Robbins, because I decided to try and rejuvenate the grease that's around the cogs on the tape mechanism. So I thought, well, maybe a little bit of spotted WD-40, and I ended up blasting it too much. So the WD-40 then went on to the pinch roller, which meant it was slipping and the tape was getting round the pinch roller itself. Plus there's a little rubber mechanism inside, which was a very certain size. It's got a rubber outer surface, and I got grease all over that. It's done a damn touch. And then I tried to remove that using degreasing agent, only to find out I was then making the rubber disintegrate. Oh my word, it went bad to worse. So, yeah, I've suffered an epic failure there, I'm afraid, but I have hopes for this bad boy. Still yet. It used to be my brother's, but I wanted to do it up, and I got the tape recorder kind of working. It's a little bit slippy, and I've got to get it dried out. There you go, Emo's dancing away. Not everything goes well, you know. I have these disasters and I make these mistakes, but you live and you learn, and I've learned my mistake. Stay away with WD-40. Silicone grease is what you need, and silicone grease is what I didn't have any stock of, so I tried to improvise. Bad idea. Oh well, at least it's not broken. It's a repairable thing. It's took me weeks to get it that far, and to actually get it working, so I'm quite glad. As always, today's show will be run on the Ingo clone. I might even throw in the Harlequin 2D RAV, one that I've soldiered up to play a game or two. Yeah, and we will bang in a few odds and sods of Crash re-reviews a little bit later on in the show. And if we get time, and we haven't recently, I'm trying to keep this show below an hour. Believe me, it's really easier said than done, because sometimes I can record up to 4 or 5 hours of footage and not realise that I've done that much, and then go back and say, hang on a minute, this is too long. I'm going to take up too much of your time. So perhaps I should do some live shows exactly like this, but live. What do you think? Leave your comments, of course, below. And as always, big subliminal message on the screen flashing away there. Please, if you haven't already done so, do so. Done so. Oh, dear me. Black country. Terrible. Terrible English. I'm a yam yam and I'm a yam yam till I'm born. Heart warm commiserations to the family of great guy Andy Roddick, who passed away recently. It's very, very sad news, and he was a real top diamond geezer, one of a kind, great documentarian if you like. Little emo, stay away from the ZX81. It's kicking it. Good news is we've got the Retro Man Cave is officially open, so if you want to go and book some tickets there and book yourself a day in the cave with Neil, get online. I'll do links below when I get 5 minutes, and if I haven't, somebody put one there for me, because my time's kind of precious. In the meantime, before Emo destroys my ZX81 with his appalling dancing, he's kicking it to death. I need a big stick, don't I? So I can just knock him out of the way. Emo! Oh, he's not listening to me. Actually, it's not that he's not listening to me, he just can't hear me from here to there. Right, let's get on with today's show then, shall we? And have a look at this first new game. Got my squeaky chair. Right, so we're going to have a look at this first game, and I've turned the AY tunes off at the moment. It's because as soon as I load this up, it's going to have AY music in it, so I want you to get the full effect of the AY tune, and of course I'm using the Ngo clone to load it. Also later I'm going to be using the Toast Rack to provide AY music, but for now we're using the actual music from this machine. So let's have a brief look at the loading screen before the actual title screen comes up. I can make it stop there longer, but I don't want to. There's that guy who reminds me of the guy that does the epoxy resin things. Is it Zamdor or Zamoli or whatever it is? Right, now as you can see we've got interesting title screen. It's published by Phoenix Software. As you can see, I've got a stick at the bottom there with Phoenix Software. Emo, what do you think? He's playing on the ZX81. Having a look around if you want while you get 5 minutes. We've got a crash sticker in the corner of my television. We've got the penetrator little card. It's a little gift card. It's very rare, that is. You will not get one of them. No, that is rare. Why is it rare? Because there's only one and I made it myself. I also support the the Centre for Computing History. That's why there's a sticker there. I support Retro Fusion Magazine and Phoenix Software, as well as Bitmat Software. The sticker for them has fell off, so I need to do that. Big fan of Chris for doing Crash, of course. He's a good lad, and I love everything that the Oliver twins and, of course, Jim Badley, as well as Simon Butler does, because he's a great graphics artist designer. And the good news is, we've got to say, whoa, brilliant. Retro Man Cave is now open. Book yourself a ticket, go down and support Neil. Enjoy the cave in its full glory, so you don't just have to watch him on YouTube. And of course, as always, I'll leave links to that down below. Right, this opening tune is very mellow, laid back, if you like. AY tune, which should get you into the game. The good thing is you can redefine the keys, which is brilliant. I'm going to use Kempston in this case. Give you a chance to read through that. That tells you a little bit about the game, as well as who coded it and whatever. And while we're doing this, I will have to zoom in for you, won't I? Because otherwise you won't get a proper full picture. Oh, that was a bit too much. There we go. There we go. And of course, straighten the camera a little bit. Sorry about my fingers being in the picture. There you go. The only thing that's worse about that picture is it's got a big picture of me there. So what I need to do is shrink that down. Not that much. There we go. That'll do it, won't it? There you go. Good clear picture. Autofocus should catch up. Right. I've got to give you a bit longer now, haven't I? Well, I'll do that. I'm going to take a sip of my Pepsi Max, which will stop my throat from drying out. Because sometimes I speak endlessly without actually taking a breath. And then, of course, I start to choke on my own words. I don't recommend drinking from the bottle, but in this case it's only me that lives here and this is my bottle and I'm drinking it. Alright then, press the key. 2020X. I'm sure that's meant to be 2022. Give you a chance to read through that, and then we're going to go. What are you going to notice is, when as soon as we press the next one. Oh. It looks a little bit like Jet Set Willy, but with one key difference. What an AY tune we have here. It's not completely like Jet Set Willy. There's a Commodore there, or Chicken Lips, as another great YouTuber, Retro Recipes, would say. I'm sure he's not the only one. Oh. So you don't die the second you do lose energy. So bear that in mind, you don't die. You've got a nice little place where you can put those. And I'm losing lots of energy, so you go around the item screen just like on Manic Miner, or shall we say Technician Ted or Jet Set Willy itself, collecting loads of items. Well, Technician Ted, you didn't collect items, you just switched on and off, things on and off. It's got that usual development quirk of directional movement in the air when you're jumping, like that. See, which is, I don't like that because Gravitas doesn't work that way. Now I've done that, I've got to start all over again. Oops. Nice looking sprites, aren't they? To be quite honest. The animation of the sprites are pretty basic. I've got to get that last one. Can you do that? Yes, you can. Ah, where do I get to that one? So I've got to jump over to this platform, have I? There we go. We've got all the items from out of this room. We can move on to the next room. Ah. So I've got 7 items, and obviously you can see that his face will change colour in a moment. Oh, this one's easy to get, isn't it? Oh, look at all these items. And then something appears there. Not quite worked out what that is, but it comes after you collect a certain amount of items, so I presume... Seven Up. Is that a reference to the drink? Oh. Reminds me of that old school joke. On this room, you can... oh, I whistled then. On this room, it can get quite confusing where your items are, because I can see them now, but I couldn't when I was missing this one up here, just underneath that blob there. Oh, you can walk through things green as well as stand on them. There. See that one there? It sort of disappeared. And this little bit of the game actually reminds me... Oh, what can I say? It reminds me of... Are those Welsh dragons? Oh, they're going to be deadly, aren't they? Oh, dear me. So how do I get over there without dying? You see that gentleman's face change his colour? Unless you can jump on the dragons. No, he's like, whoa. Ooh. Okay. Dropping down, let's go into another room. Oh, this is going to be tricky, isn't it? Oh dear. Any minute now I'm going to lose my life, and what a life I'm going to lose. There we go. I've got an item for me. I'm not going to go around collecting some of the items. We're going to have a little explore and just go through some of these screens, shall we? Obviously, I'm not doing too great at the moment, but I don't care. It's one of them platformers that, you know, will take some completing, I suppose. Oh dear. He's not going to be happy about that, is he? It's gone very yellow. He should be green, because that's what I'd be feeling. Right, sprite's great, sound great, graphics are great. Simple game really, simple mechanism. That looks like it's supposed to be his long beard, is it? Or is it a gold chain on his neck? I don't know, we can't tell. But, all in all, it's quite a good play. And there we go, I've died and that's what happens. So I've collected 26 items. and I'm sure that you can probably do better than that. Emo's watching it. You liking that, Emo? Yes. Oh, we've got the Neighbours tune speak. That's a Neighbours tune, isn't it? I'm sure it is. Neighbours. Oh well, we're not going to sing anymore. Right then, what do I think of that particular platformer game? Is it developed with the MK1 engine? It feels very much like it with the fact you can move in mid-air. I hate that jump mechanic. Oh. But what makes a game is, yes, it's different. It's not Manic 9, it's not Jet Set Willy, it's got its own little feel to it, but it does start with very similar screens. Very playable, very enjoyable. Marks out of 10 then from Retro Robbins. Well, I'm actually going to give that quite a high rating, and I'm going to give that an 8 out of 10. So it's available on download. It will not cost you a penny, I believe. I'm not 100% sure of that, so don't quote me. But give it a go, give it a play, and bang it on your SD card, and leave your comments below. And that's that one. So let's move on to another game that I've seen then, has come out recently this week. Chubby Gristle in the background. I'm using the AY tune from the Toasty Rack. I love the Toast Rack. I try not to use it too much because it's my pride and joy and I don't want to damage it in any way, even though it's been to Ian of Mutant Caterpillar and he's worked his particular kind of magic. Yes, he is the Merlin, the Gandalf, whatever, of the retro world, and he's able to weave life back into these old machines. Great guy as well he is. Looks after me, to be fair, and I can't blame him for that. I need looking after. Oh, Emo told me a terrible joke today when I woke up this morning. I said, Emo, tell me a joke. He said, how do you know the sea is friendly? And I says, no, Emo, I don't know. It waves. I really need to strip him down for parts. Yeah, you. He's thinking about dancing. Right, this next game is brand new out, and we're going to go and have a look at it right now. Brief look at loading screen. There you go. And it's brief indeed. It takes ages to load, actually. There's quite a bit to this game, to be fair. Right, nice looking game, nice looking sprites. I must admit, I like the loading screen, I like the title screen. Now, the only thing I don't like is when you're highlighting the, I'm going to probably go for redefining the keys on here. You have to use QAOP and M, and then you redefine, and you press space to redefine your keys, but it takes a few seconds before it comes up. Nice sound though. So you've got up, down, fire. These are random combinations. You're so used to seeing left, right, up, down, fire that if you tend to go with routine, I tend to press the wrong key for that. So we've got a map as well. Do I want to save? Yes. Now, if I was to press fire to start the game, because it's highlighted redefine the keys, it will ask you to redefine the keys again. So in this case, we need to move up to the keys and then press fire in order to start the game. Yes, indeed, it was developed with the MK1 engine, as it tells you at the top there. So usually you get a same feel to games that have been developed using that, but you know, this one, not the case. You get a little bit of a mission briefing, or shall we say a little bit of information on the game as well at the start. Nice load screen, graphics, etc. And another AY tune. Giving you a couple of extra seconds so you can also have a read through that. Oh, you could always pause it, couldn't you? That's why I don't need to linger on it, to be fair. Then you get a two graphical characters. got to see what Emo's doing. Emo. You know. Emo? Tell us a joke. I think he's slightly out of the Wi-Fi range because he uses Wi-Fi as well, and he doesn't quite pick it up. So I'll probably need to bring the Wi-Fi in here, don't I? Emo? Good day.
Hi there, friend.
Oh, there you go. Hi there, friend. Oh. Right then, you've read through that. Let's give it a fire. I don't want to run this video for hours. You're this little ship. And I'm firing a few things here and getting hammered. You can press M to have a look at the map, which we can do there. The map will appear. M. Here's the map room. And I like the little keyboard players on each side that give you a nice little tune as well. So let's go back to the game. Oh, we got a message. SOS, humans attacking. Need assistance. Hell yeah! That's why. Well, I'm not going to try and keep up with that reading. So there you go, somebody needs help. Another graphical character appears in the middle of the screen. So all you need to do now is trace out where the problem is and go and attack whoever's attacking them. Usually when you're travelling through the map, you do run into these people. You'll probably find them in a moment. Will appear on the screen if all goes well. Oh, we could actually use the map just to check to see where they are. So let's have a look. We're there. Doesn't show anything on the map really, does it? No. Okay, so see if we can find out where they are. Hopefully we'll run into them any minute now. Ah, there we go. He's just appeared. So now we've got to destroy him. And it's easier said than done. So you've got to just sort of keep pressing different directions until you can get him into that red target there. I've managed to hit him once. And sometimes he's only there a brief second or two. And as he moves closer, hit him again, and I hit him again. So he should be getting closer. As soon as he gets closer, it gets easier to destroy. I hit him twice then, didn't I? And there we go. We have got him, I believe. So that was the alien craft you've destroyed. And if you can see, there are 6 different shapes there. So I presume that all alien craft that you need to destroy, which I find fascinating. So we'll go back to the game again. Once you've done that, you return, and of course it's then on then forth. And you wait till you get another SOS call. But you can, the map does not really change, you know. You can change your directions, you can go as low as you like. Obviously I can't destroy that. Can I destroy the squids? It's the red things you've got to watch, because they quite do some damage to your ship. Anyway, before this video goes on too long, what do I think of the game? It's good and graphically very nice, and there's a nice little backstory. It's a little bit clunky in the movement, and sometimes there can be a lot of waiting for things to happen, so it can be a bit slow moving. However, the AY tune is just in the background but gives a nice little feel to it. Obviously you're a spaceship in water and the ocean, if you like, you know what I mean, and it's great because it's an interesting concept in itself. Colourfully done, nice use of colours around it, nice use of sprites to be fair, and you go around searching for all those graphical characters. Would I go back to play it? Yeah, kind of a little bit, you know, if I'm on a regular basis. No, not regularly, but because it's a little bit too slow moving for my particular taste, but people kind of like that sort of thing. So marks out of 10 then. Well, it's very good, so that's why I'm going to give this one, and well, I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10. One for you to try. Please give it a go and tip the coder. It's always nice to, so they can have a bit of extra for what they do. A lot of the times they work for free, and if you want to encourage them to keep more great content like this up, you can you know, leave a little tip. It'll make it worth their while. So let's move on then. Love that Chubby Grizzle tune in the background. But I'm going to have to change this AY tune for something slightly different, because it will get repetitive and boring if I keep the same tune playing. Better. Oh, it's a Lee Chop Stevens classic game in the background there, being played off the +3. And for some reason, it's not your autofocus moving, it's me wobbling backwards and forwards on the chair. Yeah, what game was it? Oh, the Hare Racing Adventures of Mr. Hare. Big shout out as well. Oh, big shout out to Matthew Logue, who's always the man responsible for my AY tunes at the start there, and Richard Hollins, and guess what, he'll be soon now, long now before. Now that's what I call AY music. My top 20 of my favourite AY tunes is officially finished. I'm just in the editing room, and might take me time and release it in the summer. I don't know. It's coming anyways. It's amazing. Right, this game I seen on a fellow YouTuber's show, TJ Ferrari. Get tongue tied. I get tongue tied because I try to rush out what I'm saying, and I shouldn't really. I should take my time because I ain't too bad. This game, excuse me, we're going to look at now is called Sea Dragon, and it has a horrid bleeper tune at the start. Probably sound better on camera than it will do in actual life. Hey Mo, you're about to walk off the edge of me flipping. Oh. Can I just show you something? Look. He obviously likes bleeper music. Richard, he's a friend of yours, obviously. I thought you liked AY music, Emo. So funny. It's amazing. Oh, AI technology at its very best at the moment, I suppose. That's right, it's ended, pal. Right, back up with the AY tunes. Ah, look, you made me move my camera and I've had to adjust everything now because of you, yeah. You silicon piece of junk. Oh, I'm so mean. Yeah, I've seen this on TJ's channel, and of course I like to support all retro channels because variety is indeed the spice of life, and the more variety you've got, the better. Oh look, that's showing you a section that I'll never get to in a million years, but we'll give it a go in a moment. Yeah, I like to support. Oh, commiserations for Kim Justice. My heartfelt feelings go out towards you. She's another great, or he's another great YouTuber, and I think it's absolutely brilliant to see people like that on. Octavius King, I love watching her YouTube channel. The Twitch channel's not quite to my cup of tea though, you know what I mean? My cat keeps attacking the television when it sees those mouths running around, you know what I mean? And of course Nostalgia Nerd, I like him as well. Who else can I mention that I'd recommend watching? Yeah, I do like Lady Decade, she's pretty good, as well as the Top Hat Gamer Man. And the Ginger Gamer, the Hippie Ginger Gamer as well. He's exactly what you see. A nice guy and worth subscribing to if you haven't already. The more of you that subscribe to these channels, the better. Mark Flux's stuff as well, of course, if you like your repair videos, and many, many more, as well as the Retro Man Cave. And I like his little section as This Week in Retro. Big deal. And the bald-headed guy that I promise you looks nothing like me. Right then, let's have a look at this game. So we can start with the controls. We can really find the keys. Okay, up, down, left, right, and fire. Pause. Okay, mute sound, and a board game. Okay, so all we got to do now is start the game. Let's turn the AY tune down just a little bit. Otherwise we'll have Emo distracting me with his dancing, of course. Yes, it's very similar to a Defender sort of clone. The key to this game is to zoom ahead, get plenty of air as well, so you have to keep going to the surface. The game is not ridiculously difficult. Although if you watch TJ play it, he makes you feel like it is. On my first go I got past his best score, and I'm immensely proud of that, because if I didn't I'd be ashamed of myself. You don't have to blow every mine up, it's all about scoring, but mainly just get as far as you can. You don't want to die early in a section, because then you will find yourself right back at the start. And yes, you do have to zoom past certain sections pretty quickly. Do not catch the rocks, because then you will die, and do not catch a mine, because then you will also die. Watch too many James Bond movies. No, Mr. Bond, I want you to die. Right, make sure you get plenty of air. Right, that is important, because you're about to go through a cave in a moment, in a section that if you don't have enough air, you won't last. And unfortunately, I'm probably going to get that far and die, so I'm going to be low on air. Now this is where it gets really tough, because navigating through these caves is going to be quite an achievement. So wait till he starts firing and then dart and make a run for it. As you can see, I'm already low on the old air. But oh, I caught the rock by the, you know, instead of getting damaged, I caught the rock by its smallest amount. Back up for the air, make sure I've got plenty of that. Whoops, so there's, oh, I got past it, but its explosion got me. Its explosion got me. So, this is the problem, we have to balance between being down, destroying these things, to get in air, and if you don't get the balance right, oh, you're in trouble. And it's when they get to the surface as well, so if you're at the surface too long, you know, you will get killed, but it doesn't take much to destroy them, to be honest. Bit of concentration involved here. Right, now I should have enough air, all I've got to do is be careful. Zooming ahead. There you go. You see, when you press backwards you can hang back, and you will need to hang back now and then dart through it. Oh, I know, because I tried to duck too quickly, it was a disaster. Right, let's see if we can get through this section, because I'd like to show you a bit more of the game than I normally do, because I'm not too bad at it, to be honest. It's, as I say, it's difficult level. It's a 5 out of 10 for difficulty. If you've played Penetrator a lot, then you'll be good at this game, because it's the same sort of tightness on the old graphics, shall we say. Hold back for another set of firing, and then we got to go. Just about managed that. If you stay forward as long as possible. Now this is where it can get really tricky, because if one of them launches, you're in trouble. You're in trouble if they launch, so it's a bit random there, and found it kind of hard. What do I think about the game? it's hard to say. I think it's okay. I've never played it before. Personally, it was an enjoyable game, so I'm going to give that a 7 out of 10. It's obviously early days. I think there's a Commodore version which is slightly better, but you know, yeah, it's okay. It's okay, to be fair. 7 out of 10. Give it a go. Tell me what you think about that one. Is it one that you've played in the past? Have I brought back a little spark of nostalgia? Who knows? Let's have a look at some random Crash games that I've come across that I want to actually have a play of and go for the rewrites. So here we come with the re-reviews. I've got my colouring book from back in the Retro Man Cave at the Kickstarter, and there it is in its all glory glossy colour. I've covered email up, hope it doesn't kick that over any minute now. Yeah, thanks for that, Neil, and it's never going to be coloured because I just like it as it is. That's me. Anyway, let's move on to Crash from 1990. Right. Crash from April 1990, number 75, which was £1.70. Interesting to see. Hammersmith and Rainbow Islands got a Crash smash in this particular magazine. Also had a big picture of Impossible, which we might have a look at on the front cover. Was that an April Fool's joke? You never know. Anyway. To be fair, more for them because I always buy it after 12. Right. A couple of games I was going to review. One of them I've done before, Dr. Doom's Revenge, which was dreadful, and it was a superhero based one. Great graphical loading screen, which was really nice, but then the game itself was very disappointing. That had an overall rating of 46%, which we had on a look on a previous show. And decided, no, not for me, thank you very much. It gave a low rating as well because it was slightly slow and terrible to play. So much so it was practically unplayable. The next game, which should have been better, well, before we tell you what it is, it's, well, presentation was 56%, graphics was 46%, the sound was 35%, the playability, interesting, that's always the one that you want to get a high rating of because that usually gives you a clue on how good this game actually is, was 45%, addictive qualities was 44%, overall rating then was 43%, so we've got quite a low rating. By Titus Software would have cost you £9.99 or $14.99 on disc. Alexander Armstrong, take it away.
Why so expensive?
Yes, well said, Alex. I like that clip. Right, let's have a look at the game then. Great loading screen. I'll give it that. That is a fantastic loading screen. Can you see that clearly enough? Yeah, stop the tape. Okay, we will. There is, even though it's 128k, no use of the AY chip whatsoever in this particular game. Such a shame. Right, you can use keys, which is what we could use, or you can use chems to joystick, it doesn't really matter. Automatically selects Kempson for you. Strange enough, I'm miles away from him, and already the glitch of the game is I've managed to get rid of him. By rapidly pressing punch, you can't hit them in the back of the head, strange enough. That's a weird one, because most other characters you can. So if they're walking away from you, there's no way of actually landing a blow. The leopard there occasionally gets involved and helps you out, and you find yourself more and more wanting him to do so. I tend to use punches only. You are available to kick as well as flying kick and jump and down punch. Obviously he's got a bit of a guard. The graphics are okay, but what let it down, I mean the tile background graphics of the trees are quite very good, aren't they? They're really nicely done. Monotone game, of course, for the majority of it. There's a bit of colour at the bottom. You can see your energy, you can see your opponent's energy, which is the boss you get towards the end of the level. However, I find myself just jumping through these and getting towards the end fast because I get bored of waiting around for them. A couple of punches on each one will do. And I'll just literally zoom to the end because I get bored of trying to beat everybody up. Well, while they're standing there waiting to be punched with their arms up, which is supposed to be them blocking, that's your paddy arm if you're a boxing term technology. Technologist. What is the word I'm looking for? Techniques. It's your paddy arm. It blocks your jab. Well, look how effective. I'm so glad he got involved. The leopard's killed one. When he's standing like that, he's easier to punch. When he's moving, he is not. So what you need to do is wait for him to try and block your punches before you hit him, because then you can quite easily take him out. Which is strange, considering that's supposed to stop you from hitting them, really, isn't it? You know. Oh well. Anyway, what I'll do is I'll just carry on jumping through. This obviously we get into a big building towards the end now. Interestingly enough, their graphical characters get a bit thinner in certain textured backgrounds. Like there, he's suddenly lost weight because the black pixels all mix in with each other slightly and make them a little bit harder to see. It's a bit clunky, slow moving. It's not a scroller, it's a jump from screen to screen, which I just tend to just bounce around. There you go, look, while he's in there, let's give him a hit. There you go. Yeah, I can block all you like because I can just hit you easier then. Now as my energy goes down, it has a very boring death sequence. It just literally just says game over. Yeah, it just almost could be so much better, couldn't it? Could be so much better. I mean, a lot of times they do nothing. They do nothing. You know, after playing Angels from ZoomNap, this is terrible. This could do with a bit of their coding treatment to make it a lot better. You know, it proves that the games can have a better responsibility and feel to them with a game like that compared to a game like this as a side-scrolling beat 'em up. Obviously the music in the background, that is coming from the +3, not from this particular game. But I choose music that I feel might be appropriate to the game to give it a little bit more feel and a bit more action to it. So what do I think of the game? Well, it had a low rating, and to be honest, I gave it a separate rating in a previous episode. But somebody said to me I should go back and try it again, and I have, and I've got to be honest, it's the same, you know. Is it as bad as Double Dragon 3? No. Because that was particularly bad, wasn't it, Double Dragon 3? I'm just concentrating on trying to give a few more blows and see if I can knock a few of these out. But there's no point, because you might as well just bounce towards the end of the screen. Oh, this is the end of the screen, that means I've got to beat these up. So I'll do that then. It shouldn't take too long because they tend to take a few blows. Hopefully the tiger will get involved. After a certain amount of hits he tends to jump and attack one. Oh look, I did a flying kick then, but I have no idea how. And as you can see, I'm taking a few more blows than I wanted, so I'm probably going to die any minute now. I've got to be said that the AY tune I'm using in the background would make this game feel a lot better, wouldn't it, if it was actually in the game? Because it's quite a fast and furious game, isn't it? And I'm dead, and that is it. Yeah, I know. Sorry, email. Right, marks out of 10. I'm going to give that a 5.5 out of 10. It's not impressed me. It might be tile graphics in the background quite okay. It's not, you know, that great. I mean, there's no reason why they couldn't put a bit of colour in it, where you're not obviously going to get colour crash in certain areas of the game, you know, so why not do it? But yeah, compared to Angels, which was a brilliant game, this is dreadful, and this is the polar opposite. Slow moving, scrolling, terrible, and shame because the idea was there. Starts off well with a loading screen, but yeah. Do you agree? One you've played before, or one you'd give a miss? I'd give a miss. I thought we'd have a look at this game, Impossible, which is on the cover of Crash issue number 75. Admittedly, I haven't played this game before, so I'm going to learn as I go along. Unfortunately, I'm having to load the tap file because... Sorry, the TZX file, because the tap file that I've got saved on my computer just seems to keep crashing out. The disc doesn't want to mount and various other problems have occurred, but that doesn't matter. That gives us a good chance to have a look at the loading screen, which is not bad. Is it Monty Mole? No, I don't think it really is. You know, Monty Mole is back, it says, but not really. It's a completely different game, isn't it, really? Right, tape multi-load game, of course it will be, by Gremlin Graphics. Great Gremlin. Gremlin Graphics, it was Gremlin at one time, wasn't it? The main game will be on side 1, as long as level 1, and then levels 2 to 5 will be on side 2. So obviously you're going to be loading levels 2, 3, 4 and 5, but you won't need to keep loading level 1 as that is already stored in memory. Preferably that is what it's saying on the screen there. Core design, so we'll give a shout out for those, is there, which is not bad. I believe Core were in Derby. Ooh. Core? Core be alright. Sorry, it sounds Black Country to me. Anyway, with the power of editing, we're going to pause this now and wait until the game is loaded, and we'll start from there. So we loaded the game, and there is a voice sound. However, for some strange reason, it's really quiet. And really spooky in parts too. Quite good, actually. Impossible, 1990, Gremlin Graphics. This would have been in the final years of the Crash magazine and the Spectrum, wouldn't it, really? People have already moved on to bigger and better things, not me. I was stuck in the past, but I'm kind of happy to be there right now, so who cares? Right, let's go to number 2. We're going to go for Kempston, because don't worry, I'm not going to...
I understood. Try asking another way.
Shut up, Emo. I'm not asking you any questions. Yeah. Emo? Hang on. Where's my big stick? I said I was going to hit him with a big stick. And here it is! Come here, you. That's it. Emo? Tell me a joke.
What did the little corn say to the mama corn?
Don't know what the little corn said to the mama corn.
Where is popcorn?
Where is popcorn? Emo, power yourself off. Right, now, let's go to the game. Oh, ooh. Okay. Though, all of a sudden, it's gone quiet. Don't put some A1 music on quick. Select level. Island. Ooh. Start tape. Ah. This is where things get quite interesting. The question is, will this work? Oh, it did. Right, so, got no sound. Look at the game, is amazing, isn't it? And I can see we can kick, jump, and as this is the first time I've played it, how do I get up there? Am I going to walk onto another screen? Oh dear. The scrolling is blocky. Oh, look at that. How dreadful is that? Yeah, I know. Oh. So, we got to wait till he fires and then we get up there and give him a kick, yeah? Oh no, okay. Oh dear. Well, at least we don't die in one blow, but we can collect that, I presume. Oh, I've got somebody. Oh, I like the way it's gone behind the trees. That's pretty good. That's graphically very nice, isn't it? I've not played this before, so that looks like a paper bird. Oh, can I jump on them branches? Yes, I can. So that means I can probably jump over here. I've got to press up for jump. Emo's trying to walk off the edge of the table. I wouldn't advise that, Emo, because I haven't got the money to repair you at the moment. And that's an English rain cloud because it's quite hostile.
I'm not sure I understood. Try asking another way.
You've already asked me that. Oh, I can fire. I've obviously picked up a weapon when I can fire. Well, apart from the bad scrolling, the game itself is pretty nice. And that's my energy, right, okay. There's an umbrella I need to collect, is there? Can I go down ladders? Yes, I can. So I can't destroy the birds in mid-flight. So I've run out of bullets and now I've gone back to kicking, have I? I get you. Oh. So obviously I've got a pattern recognition game and I've just got to avoid them when I can. Ah, there's my cup of tea. Right. Well, he was easy enough to avoid, wasn't he? So, game over. Well, I thought I'd give it a go. First impressions. Oh. I don't know if you can hear that very well, but it's very quiet. Strange that. And there's no way of me turning it up because I've got on maximum volume now, which is weird, isn't it? How some AY tunes are quieter than others. It's a nice looking game. I'd give that an 8.5 out of 10, to be honest with you. It's got me intrigued, although I'll need to play it further in order to give it a proper rating. So let's go on to a little bit of a random game select, and I'm going to select one game by random that I've never played before from my vast file of files and give it a rating. So here goes. Gone for random game select, and this one came up, Vegetable Crash. Interesting. No idea what it is, but we're going to find out now. So vegetable. Is this a free one on the Crash magazine? Maybe. Maybe one of them free software jobs. I don't know. I need to check up on that, don't I? Go for the tap file. And because I'm hoping it will be 128k, we might have some sound. So get ready for sound clash. Alright, okay. No sound of AY to be seen. Keys are AD, which is move left, move right, and or JL. And space. Okay. Is that for one or two players at the same time? Press space to begin game. Right, okay. What we've got here, we've got a Space Invader. And, oh. Hold on, that was a bit unfair. Bit unfair. The tomatoes chucking things at me. Did you see that? When I died, he was still... I was respawned exactly where he is. That's a bit unfair. See if I can complete a screen though. It's a blocky movement, but very colourful game. I do like the star effect in the background. And the raining coloured dots, shall we say. They don't really look like stars, do they? 3 different movements there. How are you ever supposed to complete a screen? Oh, that's good. You get a kind of rapid fire. I've nearly got a screen done. Will he do it? Will Retro Robbins win through the day? Yes, indeed he has. I think you're throwing what looks to be forks at them. Good Space Invader, is it? No. It's an okay one, because although it's colourful, if I was respawned where you instantly there's already an enemy, you haven't got a chance. I'm going to give that a 4 out of 10. Sorry to say. I think that's about it for today. Yeah, we're running out of time. Oh. Not many Crash reviews. I did go to 1990 as I knocked the camera. Oh well. So much for research these days, eh? Did you hear that? Emo, I should roll that up and hit you with that, shouldn't I? As always, the Retro Robbins shoe is Retro Robbins shoe. Well done! Retro Robbins show is brought to you by me for entertainment for the Spectrum loving community and Commodore 2. Not time for Commodore versus Spectrum this week. However, I have got some lined up, and it's not looking good for Spectrum, to be quite honest, because I've done four now little clips of Commodore versus Spectrum, which you'll be looking forward to, and Spectrum have got a bad deal every time. Not saying they lost though, because who knows, the Commodore could be worse. That's one of the things. Right, thank you to all my latest subscribers. Glad you can join me. Enjoy the show, and as always, from me, Wayne Retro Robbins, if you like this video, please leave a comment as well, so as I can have a little bit of feedback on what sort of direction you'd like me to go in. As always, I like to get a good selection of AY music in the background. If you want to suggest one or two AY tunes, Emo's dancing away, look you. Go on, Emo, rock the joint. He likes to tap his foot a lot, doesn't he? Ah, brilliant. If you want to suggest one or two AY tunes to use as background music in the show, please feel free to do so, and I'll check them out, and I'll try and drop a few of those tunes in, and I'll even give you a mention to say, oh, this was suggested by, etc. So you could even get yourself a shout out on the show, and I'm looking forward to something that's bouncy and nice bouncy tunes I want to use. I can usually get hold of most AY tunes, so it shouldn't be a problem there. Right, that being said, in the meantime, for me, Wayne Retro Robbins, long live the retro, 8-bit society, and everybody on every type of platform of Facebook, thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe and share. I may have already said that. I'm going round in circles. Depending on when you watch this, have a nice working week or weekend. But for me, it's bye from now, and for Emo, it's bye from me.
Hunches are sometimes wrong, Retro Robbins.